On 9 on your side, hidden heroin. A missed seizure by the Ohio State Highway Patrol leads to a tri-state man buying a used car with more than $100,000 worth of drugs inside.
9 on your side's John Genovese not only traced the history of this car, he spoke with the man who bought it and law enforcement to find out how this could have happened in the first place. A bizarre story, John.
Yeah, it really is, Craig. That man bought the car here at McCluskey in Colerain. This is the Carfax for it, a 2014 Volkswagen Jetta. It shows it was bought and sold in Arizona and Ohio, but what it doesn't tell you is that it had been used by the Mexican cartel and still had more than 2 pounds of heroin inside. For 2 weeks, he was driving this Jetta all around the tri-state.
Went out to dinner one night. The car started making a strange noise inside the passenger seat.
The Northern Kentucky man we spoke with asked us to hide his identity. In a few moments, you'll understand why.
I could tell that it was a locking mechanism, so I popped it with a screwdriver, and the seat opened up.
That hidden compartment was empty, but on the driver's side and with the help of a friend.
We popped it open, and that's where we found the heroin.
Newport police investigators pegged the street value at $130,000.
I found their drugs. I gave their drugs to the police, and I mean, the cartel, they don't mess around.
Now that Volkswagen was stopped back in February, 65 miles up the road in Preble County. It was being driven by this guy, Rolf Kruger, a former Mexican highway patrol officer. And according to federal court documents, the cartel threatened to kill his family if he didn't start hauling heroin across the country. The Ohio State Highway Patrol found 3 kilos worth in a hidden compartment behind the dash. The car was eventually released, wound up in an impound lot, and later at the Columbus Fair auto auction. That's how McCluskey got it, and the man I spoke with bought it, both unaware there was still evidence inside.
It's actually probably more common that law enforcement does miss, cash or drugs in vehicles just based on the way things are hidden.
Tim Reagan leads the Cincinnati division of the DEA. He wasn't involved in Kruger's case or that February stop, but admits compartments built by the cartel are becoming more and more complex, making it more difficult for law enforcement to find them and whatever's inside.
The only person that may, know exactly how to operate the trap or where the trap is the person that built it.
In an email, Lieutenant Robert Sellers with the Ohio State Highway Patrol told me a canine was used in that stop, and after the initial discovery, the entire car was searched, but nothing else was found. That is until 8 months later, by a guy just hoping to buy a reliable ride. Walking on the lot at a car dealership, would you have ever thought in a million years that you'd be purchasing a cartel car?
Absolutely not.
Now, since the start of the year, the Ohio State Highway Patrol tells me they have seized nearly 160 pounds of heroin. And as for that car, once McCluskey found out the history, they immediately took it back, and they say they will never sell it again. For now, reporting live, John Genovese, 9 on your